Oh yeah, the rhythm of the night. Hey guys, it's Seda here, gourmet next door, and tonight we're making a deconstructed stuffed eggplant. So let's quickly review the ingredients. First, I got some baby eggplant. I have beef tenderloin. Here I have 1 tomato, onion, 4 cloves of garlic, tomato puree. I got parsley, fresh parsley. And then I have some yogurt, Greek yogurt of course. Then I got some walnuts. And then as far as spices go, I'm gonna use sumac, paprika, and cumin. Of course, the usual suspects, olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. So with that, let's get deconstructing. So let's start with the star of the dish, which is the mighty eggplant. Guys, actually, what I had planned was to stuff the eggplant, which is a very typical dish in Turkey. These eggplants were just too damn cute, so I had to buy them. But then this morning I was thinking, how the heck I'm gonna stuff this? So I decided to go the deconstructed way. Creative, huh? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my eggplant prepped first. And actually, because this eggplant is so baby and tender, I'm going to cook these in the air fryer. The air fryer actually really reduces the amount of oil you have to use, and the texture is always much more crispy than if I fry it on the pan. Let's prep these guys. So what I'm gonna do is I will cut this eggplant into little baby circles, and then I don't want them to be too small, so I'm just gonna quarter them. So this stuffed eggplant recipe is very, very traditional to Turkish cuisine. We actually have 2 versions of it. So the one has ground beef and all that goodness that I told you about. And the other version actually has lots of onions, but you cook down the onions and you cook it with olive oil. So we actually eat it cold, the version with onions, and the version with the ground beef, we eat it hot. So before I get these in the air fryer, I'm gonna squeeze a little bit lemon juice and salt to cure the eggplant a bit. I find it that actually it becomes more crispy if you do it like this. It just takes a few minutes, but it really, really helps. So my eggplant's in the bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze half a lemon. All right guys, now is the time for the salt. No oil at this moment. I'm just gonna make sure that the lemon juice and the salt is equally distributed, because eggplant also has a tendency to go brown if you leave it too much out there. So the lemon's gonna make sure that does not happen. So there's few modifications I'm making to the traditional recipe, which is what I love to do. I still get the traditional flavor, but I give it a little twisty, spinny little thing. So that's what I'm doing. As I told you, the original recipe calls for ground beef, but here I'm using tenderloin. This is one of my favorite cuts, especially if I'm cooking it in this kind of recipe, because it's so nice and juicy and tender, and it really cooks in no time. So I'm going to prep the meat first. And what I want to do is replicate a little bit the ground beef. So I'm going to chop it really, really fine. It's so tender, it's like cutting butter. Guys, I'm going to the office for the first time in months tomorrow. 3 hours in the office. I'm actually pretty excited about it. So this is the kind of smallness I'm looking for. Really mini cubes of meat. So other than the meat modification I'm doing, I am topping this whole thing with garlicky yogurt. This is also not traditional, but you know I love a little garlic yogurt on top of my dishes, so that's what I'm doing, which is new. And the other thing, the last thing I will do is I will add some walnuts. Yes. So I'm gonna get the beef ready and then I'll turn on the air fryer to heat it up because I wanna make sure that everything cooks pretty much in the same time so I don't have to wait for dinner. Our beef is ready to go. What I'm gonna do is now turn on the air fryer to 200 degrees, preheat it, and then I will also turn my pan here to a medium-high heat. I'm going to get some olive oil in my pan. Not a lot, little bit, just to make sure that beef is gonna absorb that beautiful flavor. So as my oil is heating, I'm gonna go ahead and cut a tomato. Tomato is gonna give the nice flavor, and tomato paste is gonna give the nice color and the texture I'm looking for. So I'm going to chop this tomato in cubes. I can smell the olive oil, which means we're ready to go in with our beef. I always use a different cutting board for beef, for vegetables. You know, honestly, I miss the tomatoes, especially the tomatoes we grow on our farm. It's absolutely amazing. They are bright red, and when you pick up the tomato, it smells like a tomato. And then you open it up, it's like a fruit. It's amazing. And today I really realized I miss the farm so much, so much. So hopefully sooner than later I'll be able to go there and have those amazing pieces of produce. So now into my beef, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. And then I'm going to grate 2 cloves of garlic straight into the pan. Okay, I will move this so you guys can see. Straight into the pan. The air fryer is done, but I realized I forgot my onion. So I need to get my onion into the pan. I'm using a red onion, you can use a white for sure. So ideally you want olive oil, onion, and then the beef. But that's alright, I'm improvising tonight. I'm just gonna give my beef a little stir to make sure those onions start cooking. Hi Bruno, I know it smells so nice. Bruno knows when I'm cooking meat. He's right behind me. So into this eggplant, I'm going to drop in a little bit of oil. That's enough. And then I'm going to give it a nice stir. See, that's all the oil you need. But if you're doing the eggplant on the stove top, definitely you need more oil. Okay, now I'm gonna drop this into the air fryer. So the air fryer, I set it at 200 degrees for 10 minutes. And then I'll check and adjust. Smells so good. My onions are cooking down. Now I want to go ahead and also drop my tomatoes. Now let's put some more flavor. So here I have some ground sumac. Yeah, I don't think sumac's traditional, but I'm gonna add it. I have some smoked paprika. Paprika is gonna give us a really nice smoky note. And then of course some cumin. Little bit cumin goes a long way. Little bit salt. And little bit black pepper. That is it. Now I'm going to remove it from the heat, give this a stir before I'm going to put it back on. This is a super healthy meal, okay? Still, you don't have carbs really other than those tomatoes and the onion, but it's going to be packed full of flavor. At this moment, I'm going to chop my parsley. Parsley, first of all, gives it a really nice color and freshness. Now Now I don't want this to cook too much because it's gonna change color. So I'm going to chop it and leave it here for the last second. I'm going to reduce the heat down because the beef is basically cooked. All I'm doing is just cooking the vegetables and making sure all those flavors marry each other. Now I'm going to go ahead and prepare my yogurt sauce. Before I go there, I just want to show you this. Look at how beautiful this mixture looks. Everything is combined and it's cooking down nicely. Now for the yogurt sauce. It's very simple. Some yogurt. And then I'm gonna grate 2 cloves of garlic. If you don't love garlic, don't include it. Or you can put less or more if you're even a bigger garlic fan than I am. Guys, if you remember, I also squeeze just 1 little squeeze of lemon, little salt. Let's give this a little mix. That's it. Our meat mixture is done. It's completely absorbed the liquid and cooked. I don't want to overcook the beef, so I'm going to remove it from the heat. Guys, I'm gonna take part of my parsley, probably 2/3, and I will put it in my meat mixture. Now the rest I want to save it as a garnish because green always looks amazing. So just fold it into the meat mixture, and just the heat from the meat is going to make sure that parsley is nice and soft. So the walnuts, I decided I'm just gonna put it on top because I don't want them to cook. Because I don't want them to lose their crunch, but also their benefit. Bruno's getting a bit impatient with me. So I'm getting ready to plate because it will be 30 seconds away. Our eggplant will be perfectly cooked. Our topping is done. I got my yogurt, my nuts, and my parsley for the finishing touch. And of course, we're gonna put some crushed chilies for little heat and a little bam bam. Guys, I love my air fryer. Look at my beautiful grilled eggplant. And you can't get that on the stovetop. So tasty. So here I have my beautiful eggplant, and then let's put this really nice mixture. For me, this is comfort food. Food that reminds me of my family, of our traditions, of my home, of my culture. This is comfort food. I have my beautiful meat mixture on top. Now little Greek yogurt with garlic. The walnuts. This is heart healthy, tummy healthy, beautiful and gorgeous, full of nutrition, and full of flavor. Then last thing, crushed chilies. There it is! Here is my deconstructed stuffed eggplant. Guys, it's time to try the food. I'm going in, I want all that goodness in one bite. Bon appetit! It brings me back memories, this food. It's incredibly good, incredibly delicious. Give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. Stay home, stay safe. I'll see you later. Ciao!